Alright guys, so right now I'm going to cover my predictions, not even predictions, just what I see in the markets for the Euro USD for the upcoming week. I personally like doing this on the weekends because it gives me a visual of what I might be able to see in the early parts of the week and then the extensions throughout the later week and where we might end up. So I think starting on the weekly is actually a good place, right? See how the week ended. Now, the way that I see this, you could see I have my monthly, daily, and weekly levels. I placed those out because it tells me very good areas of support and resistance for this market for it to stop, hit, come back to, whatever. So these are just very good and strong areas that I put. And then obviously on the 4 hour, 1 hour, and 15 minute are a little less stronger. So I don't really put those out too much, but you'll see. So on how the week ended, right now I see that price came below our monthly level right here. And then we closed up and we sustained it for a few weeks, right? We came and tested it, engulfed off of it, and we stayed up here. But overall, the momentum shifted back below. We tested this area for a couple weeks, and then we closed beneath my daily level, which you'll see on the daily. We had a doji right here, and then the week actually ended with a very long wick to the upside. Could be manipulation, could be exhaustion, could be whatever, but ended up bearish. And so this tells me there's a lot of momentum to the downside, which I think ultimately we could reach this level at 1.11500. And on the daily, you'll be able to see a little bit better. So on the daily, I do have us in a downtrend, right? We're making lower lows, lower highs over and over and over again. And I think from here, I take my Fibonacci from the bodies, mainly because the extensions for me are more accurate. And that way I can find out what's working better for me. Now, when we have that extension and that pullback, we do pull back 100%. It kind of in between this 88.6 and 100% level. Typically when that happens, my extension will be from 0 to 14.6. And you can see one, we have a daily level in between there. And the extension, if it were to be true, would create a lower low for us, which is what I'm seeing. Now, like I said before, this daily level came because we had that low, it broke beneath our monthly zone, and then it created a low right here, which as you can see, created support and resistance. And so the reason, you could put it anywhere really, but I just found this low because it came lower than everything else. So that kind of is a red flag for me, manipulation or whatever other tactics it may be. But this wick right here created support and resistance for me all throughout. And as you can see, it's been respecting it. So once we had a very strong close underneath that daily level, you saw it test once, twice, 3 times, 5 times, 5 different days. And the most recent couple days, we had a push back up, a long wick, could show, future exhaustion. Then we had that rise back up. We had one bullish, testing never closed above, a very long doji, right? Price came all the way up here, it was green at one point, but closed underneath. And then this very heavy bearish, it just closed beneath 4 days of price movement. And this formation to me is an evening star, which is a 3 candlestick pattern, which is basically a candlestick in your direction, an indecision candle, which you can see this is a doji, and then obviously an engulfing of those two, typically. And that will usually lead to momentum to whatever side it goes to. So evening is down, morning is up. And I think we could get that extension down to the daily, as you saw. And I think overall we could see price coming to here. Now on the 4 hour, we're going to get a little bit of a better look as to what might be happening. Okay, so let me get rid of this. There we go. So again, we're in a downtrend, right? We were in an uptrend, higher highs, higher lows, and then we broke structure to the downside. And okay, let's see. So take the wick here to this extension. We see that we retrace in between 38.2 and 50. We actually wicked to 50, so I could see that as a minimum, which is in confluence with our daily Fibonacci at 14.6. So for me, that's a double confluence. Now, if we take our fibs back to where we had them, we have 100, the extension, and then we come back to around 61.8. Now, if you look, 14.6 is once again in confluence with our other Fibonacci's, and the extension, if this were to be true from purple to purple, could lead close to that weekly level, which I think is our overall target. Now, in this downtrend, in the 1 hour, you will see how this plays out, but within the markets, it's a fractal market. So if you guys don't really know what fractals is, I'll try to explain my best, but it's basically a formation, and within that formation is the same exact formation. And so what I mean by that is the Elliott wave theory, right? The Elliott wave theory typically says, right, we have 3 pushes to a direction like this, right? And there's more to it. And then within that is the same exact thing. And then within that is the same exact thing. And so these are fractal markets, and within each formation is the same exact formation happening. And on the 1 hour, you'll be able to see this. So on the 4 hour, these are my extensions. This is what I see. We are currently in a downtrend. I can actually even, let's see, right here. There's our channel. As you can see, it plays out pretty beautifully, right? So we have a touch here, touch here, touch here. And I think we could get that touch right around that channel before pulling back again. Coming down on the 1 hour, this is what I mean by the Elliott wave theory. So here's your first push down, right? Creating that downtrend. We have that first push, we have that pullback to the monthly. The second push, which is longer than the first, longer to or equal. And then we have that pullback to our daily level. Then we have our final push to another daily level we had back in the day from this low at basically 1.3. And then after the Elliott wave theory typically finishes, you have an ABC correction, which is what I saw, right? We had to break a structure, creating that uptrend, higher highs and higher lows. The A, the pullback, and then the C extension, which never really reached around here, right? I did want to see it come up a little more, but after that extension, we broke again beneath this higher low, creating our downtrend. And now, I think for the early weeks, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, we could have an extension to these levels, either from 23.6 or to this daily level, somewhere within here. And then the later week, I think we have that extension creating that lower low on higher time frames. And then on the 15-minute, that's kind of what I see, right? Your lower lows, lower highs. I'm waiting for price to break above here, get that pullback for my entry for a buy, short-term buy, remember, very short-term buy. I'm very bearish on this, but no reason you can't catch, 50, 60 pips, quick 1 day, 2 day trade. You have that extension to whatever level could come up here, somewhere in here, wherever it may be. And then I think ultimately, end of the week, we will reach below 1.3, creating that new lower low. So that was my top-down analysis from the weekly all the way down to the 15-minute. I hope you guys understood that, really had help with it. And any other questions that you may have, I do have a free Facebook course that kind of teaches you guys how I trade, how to look at the markets from a psychological perspective and all that, and a community of traders, completely free. The Facebook group will be in the description down below, so if you guys are interested in joining, just look that up on Facebook and I'll add you guys. But have a great trading week and have fun.